Good afternoon. This is going to be a part one of the fuel line install of the 94-95 Mustang 5-volt fuel hoses from Ted Jenkins. First I want to show off his contact info. Tuning Innovations, as you can see, is his company name. They specialize in 88 to 95 Mustang calibrations, which is tuning the chips via Mo8 chips. He does an excellent job. I have one on my 95 Mustang. There's his other side of his business card. Ted Jenkins Tuner. There's his contact info, email, phone number, and you can also find him on the 94-95 Mustang owners Facebook group. He's very well known there, and this is going to be the part one video of the install hoses. You could see he offers two colors, like stainless steel braided hose. The color is like, how would you say, stainless steel chrome. He also offers a black set. I opted for the chrome one to be a bit different than everything else that's black here on the engine bay. These fuel lines cost just under $200, and they're a great investment, as these are prone to go over time. They leak fuel, and right on top of the header is not a good situation to be in. As you can see, these are really old. These are 25-year-old hoses, and running fuel through them with ethanol nowadays will eat them quick. And as long as you don't touch them or bend them, they should last. But I mean, it's always best to replace them before an accident happens, because your ride's worth more, and some fuel hoses to change are nothing. It's a better insurance to change them out. And as you can see here, they're nice pieces, beautiful pieces, nice hose, and the AN fittings, perfect. If you were to buy them, he will ship them with black tape, electrical tape, and that is to protect the small springs that are here. As you can see, those are the ones that are called the spring lock connectors. They go here into the fuel rail. Here are the factory ones. And then to remove those, you will need a AC fuel line disconnect tool. This is the part number, Lyle 37000, called AC fuel line disconnect tool. You could find this at your local auto parts store or Riley's Auto Zone, or you could order it via Amazon. You will need two sizes. I will show you right now. And then also I have this small scissor style. I'm not sure if I will use it or not, but I have it here handy. You will need a flathead screwdriver. I pulled out the Phillips, my bad. And that's just to remove the intake tube, so you have room to put them in. You will need a small screwdriver to pry, a small flathead screwdriver to pry one of these hoses clips. If you are familiar with the fuel filters on these cars, they from the 80s to the mid 90s, Ford used a plastic push connector, which you just pop out, and then they switched over to this style of the push lock connectors, spring lock connectors. And one of these hoses has those plastic connectors, and you could see right there, I'm not sure if you can see well right there, but right there at the end of my finger, right there is the end of it. You're gonna push right out from this connector, this end, outwards to the AC accumulator, the dryer. You're gonna push that way out, and then it should pop off. I do want to mention, you will need to cover that hole right there where those fuel lines are coming out with a rag or a how would you say, just a towel. And you will need the engine to be cold or have a fire extinguisher ready in case fuel drops on these headers. But more than not, you will need the car to be super cold or in the morning. And then as for the other hose, it is a push lock connector, so you will need one of these AC disconnect tools. As for mentioning, you are gonna need blue Loctite, and that is for the return line hose. This is the one that goes closest to the firewall. Since you're replacing the original like push style on, this comes with a fitting for the barbs on the fuel line. So this is gonna go closest to the one on the firewall this way, and you're gonna slide this in between the two barbs or nipples on that hose, on that fuel line. And then you're gonna hold this in there. You're gonna apply blue Loctite to here, and then you're gonna thread on this hose over. Once it seats over the first nipple, you're gonna then twist the fuel line onto this connector, and until it bottoms out, then you will then route it to where you want to route it. But you're gonna need blue Loctite on here in between, to go in between the two little nipples on the passenger side fuel line. Thread the fuel line onto this connector to make it easier, and you should be good to go. And then once you are done with the connections at the firewall, you will need some lube, either assembly lube or engine oil, and that is to coat the O-rings that come here, so that when you slide them into the fuel rails, my bad, you will slide them easy and you won't pinch the O-rings. And then I believe you might be able to reuse these safety connectors. Not sure, I will have to contact Ted on those, but I think you could use those as well to keep the stock appearance look of these plastic connectors, but I doubt you don't need them. But as there you go, here are the original plastic connectors. You're gonna need to pop it out of here. It's easy to pop out, and there you go. That's a brief overview of the connectors for the fuel lines, and then the fuel line itself. I hope it's helpful, and I also want to say that he sells little like fuel hose tie downs, you could say, and that is to keep the fuel lines like nice and tidy. He sells those. If you want to contact him for your set of fuel hoses, there's his contact info once again. Sorry for the blurry video, I'm on my iPhone. Oh my gosh, there we go. And again, he does sell chips for the computers for these cars, and he's a wonderful guy. I really want to thank him for helping me out with my car. I have a chip on from him. And then I also hope this fuel line hose video helped you out at least with getting to know what you're gonna get yourself into. And I will be doing part 2 soon as college gives me an opportunity. I just started my winter semester. So there you go. Hope this helps, and I'll be back with the second part. Also, if you haven't watched the video from Grand Touring Concepts, go watch theirs on the 95-94 Mustang owner's guide. They show why these fuel hoses are a danger to these cars, and in reality, these cars are rare now, so it's best to keep them alive, and preventing fires is another safety thing to keep in mind. So I hope this helps, and if you have any questions or if you want links or any other tips when I do the video, please let me know. I'll probably do it within a week or two. So thank you very much.